Hello, Daniela. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, teacher. I am fine. I
Yes,
am
you sound better.
yes, I sound better.
Oh, that's good news.
Yes, finally.
So, what was it? A cold, flu, maybe?
I don't know. So maybe yes, maybe no.
Regular flu.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Really, I don't know. But I am fine now. It's only a little bit. I am coughing, but not so much. So it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but now you can speak,
Yeah.
right? Because a few days ago you weren't able to speak that clearly, and it's uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable, and
Yes.
that's good that you're feeling much better. You sound better, and I'm happy that it was just a regular cold flu, nothing more,
Yeah.
for your own health.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, today we're going to continue in our journey to complete module 9. So before um, before we do anything, I wanted to ask you if you had a chance to work in Pearson lately.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I think that I finished everything until now. No, I don't know if it's okay in the platform. I check it and it was I done Monday. I think so. Yes.
Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, okay, that was good. And yesterday we didn't have class, right?
Yes. Yesterday, no.
So, no. But Tuesday we did, right?
Yes. Tuesday
Okay.
and
Tuesday
Monday.
and Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only yesterday that we didn't. I'm just like updating our calendar. Look, I'll show you what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay. I have this so that I document everything that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we're meeting and not, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this X, boom, right
Mm-hmm.
here. So,
Okay.
so that way I show our academic coordinator how we are working. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
we had class on Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, we couldn't, but
Mm-hmm.
today we are again, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this calendar gives us the opportunity to oversee how we're standing, right? So we
Yeah.
completed the first unit. Each unit is two classes. So one, two, first unit,
Okay.
one, second, and one. So the first part of the third unit. So we're going to complete the third unit today. Okay,
Okay.
that's what it is. Okay, so
Um,
let me jump into Pearson. Okay, let me see. Okay, so today is grammar day. Awesome.
um,
Yeah, so
um,
oh, come on. You have to share some enthusiasm like I do, right?
no.
You know, when I was working for Coca-Cola
Mm-hmm.
uh, as a coordinator for maintenance, I was
Mm-hmm.
in charge of two production lines for individual Coke and the big ones, 2 liter and 2.5 liter,
Oh,
and
okay.
I had some technicians under my command, and they knew we had a lot of work, hard work, as a mechanic, electrician, always heavy and fast. We were always working against the clock. And I remember most of them would say, so I would tell them in the morning, so guys, we need to do this, and that. We need to order these parts and stuff. I'll get it done. And everybody started looking at me like, we know it's a lot of work and chances are we're not going to do. So everybody would say, yeah, let's do it. We're going to do it. Yeah. So like, okay, it's not going to happen, guys, but let's keep the motivation up. let's try to do our best, right? At
Mm,
least so that machines can work and they don't break down during the production cycle. And that was the purpose. I mean, we at some point have to motivate ourselves. That's what I'm trying to say.
it's true. It's true.
Even though we know everything is against. Right?
Mhm.
Okay. So grammar. Let me see. Just a second. Okay, so you are looking at my screen, right?
Mhm.
Just a second. Okay, just a sec, just a second. Let me just get something done here. Okay, yes, that's complete. Good. Let me show you my screen now. All right. So grammar, infinitives of purpose. Okay. So infinitives of purpose to help you learn English, to tell you about infinitives of purpose. So remember, infinitives mean that you have a verb and you need the preposition to in order for your action in any statement can have an infinitive purpose or activity. In this case, we're talking about help. In this case, we're talking about saying something, telling something.
Mhm.
Okay, so we need these two to complement the verb. And there are different situations when we probably switch to the base form, but today we're going to talk about the infinitive. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the instructions and let's clarify any questions.
We use infinitives of purpose to give the reason for something. They answer the question, why?
Why is Nick Crawford here?
He's here to talk with Talia. In the example, the infinitive, to plus the base form of the verb, explains why Nick is here.
Okay, so remember, we use infinitives of purpose to give the reason for something. They answer the question, why? Why is Nick Crawford here? He's here to talk with Talia. Okay.
Mm.
Sometimes a question does not necessarily have to be in the why form. You just want to give an answer in the infinitive, even though you don't have a question in the why form. Okay.
Okay.
And that happens a lot. Number two, you ready?
Mhm.
In conversation, you can answer why questions with the infinitive of purpose. You can give long or short answers. Why did you go to the Gower building?
I went there to see Jackie Baker.
Okay.
Or
To see Jackie Baker.
Yes. So perhaps you don't need to give a whole explanation. You just use the infinitive and you give a short answer. To see Jackie Baker. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Three.
we sometimes use the longer form in order to, plus the base form of the verb to give reasons. This form is more formal.
The Soccer Federation is investigating Nick Crawford in order to determine if he accepted a bribe.
Okay. In order to determine if he accepted a bribe. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
this is very formal, right? I
Yeah.
use it a lot when I write to customers. Okay.
Okay.
When I need to clarify something or they need an explanation why something got delayed or broken down. So anyways, I think that's pretty much understood. Four.
To talk about a negative purpose, use in order not to, plus the base form of the verb.
Jackie took Nick out to lunch in order not to reveal that she didn't have an office.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions?
Mm, no.
No? Okay. So in order not to reveal, just don't forget the not to.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's do some work, right?
Okay.
Second. Okay, infinitives of purpose number one. Match the first part of the sentence with the second part. Drag and drop the phrase into the correct blank. Okay, so yes, let's do it. Number one.
Okay. Nick went to the bank to deposit $100,000.
Okay, 100,000.
Nick went to the juice bar to get a smoothie.
Okay, to get a smoothie. Good.
Tony gave Talia the story. Hmm. Hmm. To give her a break.
Okay, to give her a break. In
Mhm.
this case, Tony is using a break not to show that maybe Talia has a lot of work. He's using a break as an opportunity to become a reporter.
Yeah.
Okay, so four.
Okay. Nick went to the health club to exercise.
Okay, yes, of course. Five.
Amy made a copy of the audio file in order not to lose them.
In order not to lose them, okay.
Nick went to the doctor to get an X-ray.
Get an X-ray, all right. Seven.
John put the papers in his deck in order not to give away the no. Is number 5 is in order not to give away the only one. Um, yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good job. We got them.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let's go into the second part. Okay, so read each question, then complete the answer. Use to or in order to and a phrase form. From the box, type your answer into the blank. Okay, so let's see. Number one.
Why did she go to the she went there to take out 1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did she go to Peace Boutique? She went there to get a haircut.
Get a haircut. Okay.
What she turned on the TV? She turned it on to watch the 6 p.m. news.
Watch the 6 p.m. news. Oops. News.
Why did she go to the soccer field? She went there To meet Dean at 1.
To meet Vin at
1.
1. Okay. 5.
Why did she call Maxwell's restaurant? She called in order to make a lunch reservation.
Okay, to make a lunch reservation. All right, 6.
It's 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 lunch. We miss an N. in
Oh,
lunch.
you're right.
Mhm.
My fingers are not calibrated correctly today. So
Why did she go to the health club? She went there to get no to work out. To work out.
to work out. 7.
And why did she go to classy clothes? She went to classy clothes in order to buy a new suit.
In order to buy a new suit. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
No. Okay, let's check it out. Yes.
Mm,
Okay. No problem, right? All right. So let's go now into the second part. Show you the screen. Yes. So modals of necessity. Modals of necessity. Now, this is a combination of different words. We can use regular verbs. Sometimes we can use some modals conjugated into the past, simple past, or just in the regular form or base form. But let's see what we got here. I've got to do it. I must get back. We have to talk. Now, we have different conjugations here. Okay, for example, I got the present perfect. Okay,
mhm,
must is just a word of necessity, and have, which is just a verb in the base form. So we have different words here. What I'm trying to say is that we need to look at these words in a different way. Must means almost 100% that you need to get back. Okay.
mhm,
We have to is also almost in the same range. We have to talk. Okay.
mhm.
And got to do it is also almost 100%. That's what it means. Okay.
Okay.
That's why models of necessity. Now, but let's talk about these in detail. Number 1, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mhm.
We use have to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity, things people need to do.
I have to leave.
Notice that there is no contraction for have to. We also use have got to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity. Have got to often expresses strong feelings.
I'm going to talk to the coach. I've got to make sure he believes me.
We usually use the contraction for have got to.
I've got to speak to Talia.
And when we do that contraction, have becomes very, very soft.
Mhm.
I've got to speak to Talia. Okay. Soft.
Mhm.
Okay. And remember, have to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity, things people need to do.
Mhm.
When we use have got to plus the base form of the verb about necessity, express strong feelings.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Number one. But I'm sorry, number two.
We can also use must plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity. Must is stronger than have to and have got to.
I must prove that I'm innocent.
We often use must to write or talk about rules.
Athletes must wear special shoes for running.
Okay.
Mhm.
So must plus the base form of the verb about necessity. Must is stronger than have to. So, okay. For
Mhm.
example, if we go into, where is it? Okay, no, I can't find it for some reason. All right, so if I want to make a table, must would be on top of have to, right? So
Mhm.
must and then have to. Let's go over number three.
Mm.
You ready?
We use don't have to or doesn't have to talk about things that are not necessary to do.
I don't have to speak to you. I'll give my story to that other reporter.
This means that it isn't necessary for Nick to speak to Talia. He has another choice.
Okay, so we use don't have to or doesn't have to, use third person to talk about things that are not necessary. Okay, so if we classify this, must is in the positive, have to is in the positive but below must, and in the negative, don't have to or doesn't have to, if we want to make a table, okay?
Okay.
So let's go now into must not, cannot.
We use must not or cannot to talk about things that are prohibited. This means that they are not allowed. They are against the rules or against the law.
Athletes must not accept bribes. It's against the law.
This means that athletes can't accept bribes. We do not usually use contractions for must not, but we often use the contraction can't for cannot.
Okay, so speaking about the contraction, we need to be careful because sometimes we might encounter that. Here, Pearson is telling us that we don't usually, but it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to. So it will happen.
Mm. Okay.
But remember what I told you, that the have is very passive, very soft. So in order to avoid a confusion or a misunderstanding, it is better to say must not. Okay.
Okay.
Right? Imagine being a doctor, having an operation, and you tell your assistant, you must cut that section. And the the assistants heard, okay, I'll do it. Wow. Yes. So we need to be very, very specific.
Oh.
Just as a example, okay, just out of the blue.
Mhm.
Now, we use must not or cannot to talk about things that are prohibited. Okay.
Mhm.
In here, we talk about don't have to. So must not is on top and don't have to below. Okay, 100% not to do it, and then have to, you don't have to do it. So that would be like a 90% if we want to classify it.
Oh.
5.
Mhm.
When we ask questions about necessity, we usually use have to. We don't usually use must or have got to.
Does Talia have to work late tonight?
Okay,
Mhm.
so when we make a question, always don't forget your auxiliary. Okay, and then you use have to. Okay, and then your base form of the verb, and then the information that is needed to complete your question. Okay.
Okay.
Now remember, you're using have to, so you're already adding a preposition. Sometimes we confuse have to and say, okay, so we add the infinitive form. No, be careful. It's just the base form because you are working with have to as a necessity.
Mhm.
Just making sure we get everything clear. Okay. 6.
We use must and have got to only for present and future necessity. For all other tenses and forms, we use a form of have to.
Talia has had to work late every night this week.
She had to work late last week, too.
She doesn't want to have to work late again.
Okay. Any questions about this?
Mm, no.
Okay, just a recap. We use must and have got to, I'm sorry, must and have got to for present and future necessity. Because here we can use have to, not adding the got to, right?
Mhm.
For all other tenses and forms, we use the form have to. Okay, so must and have got to, they're equivalent. But have to, we treat it in a different way. Let's look at the example. Talia has had to work late every night this week. So this is the present perfect. Okay. Now the simple past, she had to work late last week too. Okay. This is the simple past. She doesn't want to have to work late again. After infinitive with to. Okay. Want to, have to.
Okay.
Sounds weird, but it's actually valid.
Mm, mhm.
Doesn't want to, have to, work late again. Okay.
Mhm.
So all of these are different tenses with the have to. Let's do some work. This is easy stuff.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. Look, I'll show you. Oops, that's not what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so models of necessity number 1.
Okay.
Complete the sentences, click on the box and choose the correct answer.
At least have to practice a lot in order to become successful. Soccer players must wear special shoes as a part of their uniform. Shin guards protect a player's leg. Soccer players don't have to wear shin guards, but they can if they want to. You won't be allowed to story without me. Okay. You can't have a ticket to watch the game. You won't be allowed into the stadium without me. Do we have to get tickets before the game or can we buy them at the stadium? According to the rules of the game, players must not touch the ball with their hands. Nick had to speak to coach asking yesterday. Of course, players must not can't accept money to sit out a game. It's against the law.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So for you, this sentence expresses a necessity. We use can't to express provision. So it's 0. Something that is against the rules. You, a ticket to watch the game. You won't be allowed in the stadium without one. So what was the other option?
Must.
Yes. Even though can't and must is 0. 0 chance, right? I mean, contrary. Can't is 0 chance. Must is 100% that you have to.
Okay.
Yes, but both of them are in the extremes, 100 and 0. Maybe the confusion was there.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go into the second part. Okay, so models of necessity number 2, complete each dialogue, drag and drop the answers into the correct blanks, okay?
Okay. Wasn't that Nick Crawford in the office just now? Why did he run off like that? Had to leave. Had to leave. He wants to speak to his coach right away.
Okay, so he had to leave. Okay,
He had
next.
to leave. He seems really upset. He really upset. He has to find some way to prove he's innocent.
Okay.
His career might be ruined. That's why
Ruined.
ruined.
Yes.
That's why I have to help him.
Okay. Have to help them.
Be careful, Talia. A good reporter must not become emotional. A good reporter must be skeptical.
Skeptical.
Skeptical. Trust me, Tony, I won't let you down. I can't read. I hope not. I don't want to give. No, have to give. This. I don't know. Yeah. Have to.
After you. Okay. Sometimes I need to make this thing smaller. Okay, good. So you ready?
Yes.
Good.
Mm.
So we got this, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So now let's go to the next explanation, okay? So participial adjectives. So participial adjectives. Remember, adjectives describe, they describe an action or they describe a thing or a person. And we have the ed form and the ing, interested, pleased, or interesting, which kind of becomes like a gerund, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about this. Number one.
Participial adjectives end in ed and ing. They usually describe feelings or reactions.
Okay, any
Mhm.
questions?
No.
Okay,
We use ed adjectives to talk about how someone feels.
I am so disappointed. Oh, I'm so depressed.
okay, good. Any questions?
No.
All right, three.
We use ing adjectives to talk about someone or something that causes a feeling or reaction.
I went to class last night. It was really interesting.
In the example, the class was interesting. As a result, Talia was interested.
This is amazing.
In the example, Talia is talking about Nick's story. The story is amazing. As a result, Talia feels amazed.
Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, Daniela, would you give me 1 minute, please?
Mhm.
Thank
Yes.
you. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for the short interruption. So let's do some work. You ready?
Yes.
This grammar section is just too easy, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so participial adjectives number one. Complete each dialogue, click on the box and choose the correct answer. So number one.
How was class? Very very interesting. I
Okay.
really like our teacher. You look exhausted. I am. I've been working really hard. How's your friend Talia? Depressed. She feels really bad. She wants to believe that Nick Crawford is innocent, but it doesn't look good. Everyone in the sports world is talking about the Crawford scandal. I know it's shocking. Shocking. You know, I actually met Nick at the office today. He came to see Talia. Really, what's he like? People say he's supposed to be. No, it's the yeah. He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be charmed. The second one, yeah. I don't know what he's usually like, but he was very angry when I saw him. Well, that's not surprising. By the way, I had a really good time at your party. Thanks. I was surprised at how many people show up. You know, there is a
Okay.
new Mexican restaurant that just opened. I was thinking about trying it out. Are you interested in going? Interested in going? Sure, but not tonight. I promise to help Talia. Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to number five. You know, I actually met Nick at the office today. He came to see Talia.
Yeah,
This is a conversation between Amy and Josh. Really? What's he like? People say he's supposed to be charmed.
charming. Yeah, it's charming.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. No problem, right?
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. All right. This one is a little bit more challenging, but it's a good exercise. It's going to help us have a clear vision if we are understanding everything we're reviewing. So participial adjectives number two, complete the paragraph, change the verbs in parentheses into participial adjectives, then type them into the blanks. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. If you are interested, yeah, in find a wonderful little Italian restaurant, you should try Antonia's. The food is delicious and very satisfying.
Satisfying. Okay.
You'll find familiar dishes such as spaghetti with red sauce, but there are also more interesting selections, such as chicken in a mushroom cream sauce. In comparison, though the desserts are a little a little mm, bored, a little boring, boring. Yeah, boring. You'll find the typical choices of cookies and Italian ice cream. I was pleased to learn, however, that they make their own very good cheesecake. The service is excellent, and some of the waiters are quite entertaining. Ours told us some stories about his hometown in Italy. When the bill came, we were pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Not bad at all for a three-course meal, so try Antonia's. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
Reservations are recommended, yeah.
So you ready?
I think so, yeah.
You see, I told you it was easy.
It's not easy.
It was.
No.
It was. Okay. Awesome. Good. And that concludes the grammar section. Now, let's see. Let's go over the pronunciation part. Okay. Okay. What did I do? Okay. Yes. Give me just a second. This is good info. Now, reduce phrases. And we have spoken about reducing intonation, making statements or expression short, uh, and also dropping intonation, many things. In this case, we're talking specifically phrases, okay? Now, let's listen to the explanations, and if we have more questions or many doubts, we're going to click this, but I don't think we need it. So let's see. Are you ready?
Yes.
In spoken English, the phrases have to, want to, and got to are often reduced. The two words in each phrase are pronounced together so that they sound like have to, wanna, and gotta.
Okay, so let's listen to these lines from the dialogue, okay?
I really want to introduce you to Matt.
Sounds like this. I really want to introduce you to Matt.
I want to hear your side of the story.
I don't have to speak to you.
I'll have to find someone else.
I've got to talk to her. I've got to make sure he believes me.
Okay. So yes, that's what it is. So gotta, wanna, and have to. And I'm pretty sure you heard these before.
Yes.
Okay, but now we know where they come from. Okay, so let's do some work here. Okay, so reduce phrases number 1. Listen to each sentence. Which phrase do you hear? Click on the box and choose the correct answer. So are you ready? Number 1.
I want to do a good job on the story.
I want to.
2.
I have to find out the truth.
I have to find out the truth.
I've got to talk
Sorry, sorry. There.
I've got to talk to Jackie.
I got to talk to Chucky.
I want to hear her side of the story.
I want to hear her side of the story.
Hear her side of the story, okay?
Mhm.
I've got to write this story.
I've got to write the story. This story.
Okay, this story. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
You got this. I told you. It was easy.
I have
Okay.
learned. Yeah.
No. Okay, so let's see. Let's go now to the second part of the pronunciation. Let's see. Actually, we still have another exercise. So give me just a second for the first part. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, the same drill. You ready?
Mhm.
I have to talk to Talia.
I have to talk to Talia.
I want to tell her what happened.
I want to tell her what happened.
I've got to make sure she believes me.
I've got to make sure she believes me.
I've got to make sure she believes me. I have to convince the coach too.
I don't know. Again, please.
I have to convince the coach too.
I have to. I got. No. I got to convince.
Okay, let me play it again.
I have to convince the coach too.
I have to.
Okay.
I want to play in the qualifying match.
I want to play in the qualifying match.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. I don't know.
Okay. You see, it was easy.
Mm.
Okay. So now let's go into the second exercise. Not the second exercise, the second part of the pronunciation. Let me show you my screen. All right. So ED endings. Listen to the explanation and examples. Click on the light bulb icon for more information. So let's listen to the instructions, okay?
Listen to these lines from the dialogue. The words in blue, orange, and purple end in the letters ED. They are regular past tense verbs or adjectives ending in ED. Listen for the pronunciation of the ED ending.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
You missed a great party. You missed a great party.
Sounds like a T, right?
Mhm.
She tricked me.
Dean played in the match.
Taya believed in Nick.
Becomes all together.
Taya believed in Nick.
Talia believed in Nick.
Mhm.
I am so disappointed.
They wanted me out of the way.
Remember we spoke about this? When we have a TED?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Interesting, right?
Mhm.
Let's do some work.
Okay.
Okay. So ed endings, listen for each word, listen for the sound in the ed ending. It is pronounced as an extra syllable, or it is pronounced as a single sound. Okay, so we read the instructions. Now let's see. Number one, you ready?
Mhm.
Watched.
Single sound.
Single sound. Okay.
Looked.
Single sound.
Started.
Is
Started.
extra
Syllable.
syllable.
Talented.
Extra syllable.
Listened.
Single sound.
I told you it was easy. Good. Awesome. We're mastering these exercises, right? So let's go now to another exercise. So let me see. Let me show you. We have enough to practice. Again, the same drill. You ready?
Mhm.
Called.
Is single sound.
Single sound. Okay. Number two.
Decided.
Single sound.
Decided.
Single.
Decided.
Yeah.
Finished.
Single sound.
Disappointed.
It's extra syllable.
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 Arrived.
Single sound.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Four out of five. DED also is like an extra syllable. Okay.
Okay.
You did an 80, so no problem. Now let's go into another exercise. Now, this is different. Listen to each sentence. Is the verb in the present or past tense? Pay attention to the verb endings. Choose the correct answer. You ready?
I recognized his voice.
The second one, recognized. Yeah.
I want to introduce you to someone.
Want.
You look a little better.
Look at. Yeah.
Looked.
Yeah.
You look a little better.
I don't know.
Played soccer every afternoon.
The second one.
Okay. You want me to go back to this one?
You look a little better.
I think
look a little better.
look.
I needed extra money. I needed extra money.
Needed. Yeah.
You ready? Okay. Awesome. No problem. All right, let's go into, I believe this is the last exercise for pronunciation. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. So again, the same drill. You ready?
Yeah.
We talked about the deal.
Talked. Yeah.
They admitted nothing.
Is admitted.
I hate doing business in my office.
I hate.
I called her every morning.
I called it.
I called her every morning.
Called. Yeah.
They remembered each other from college.
Remember. Again, please.
They remembered each other from college. They remembered each other from college.
Remember it. Remember it. Yeah.
Go. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So something happened. Uh-oh.
I called her every morning.
It gets confused because the her. Caller, no colder.
Yes, color.
I called her every morning.
Yes, caller. Okay. Anyways, I mean, just some things that we need to adjust, but we get it, right? And we have the opportunity to do more exercises about this, right? Okay. So before we go, let's do some reading. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's make a deal. Let's read the article, then read the tips below. Should you use these tips when negotiating? Choose true, false, or not enough information.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Let's make a deal. Negotiation.
Negotiating.
How?
Negotiating.
Negotiating.
Yes.
It is. Okay. Negotiating is a skill all of us use nearly every day. Children negotiate their bedtimes. Men and women negotiate their household chores. The stakes are higher in business negotiations. How much will you pay for the meeting rooms at the conference center to open a branch office overseas? To acquire another company, negotiation helps decide all these issues. I can't. Negotiation is a difficult process. It is even more difficult when you negotiate with people from a different culture. Here are some general tips for business people involved in cross-cultural negotiations. Prepare. Know as much as possible about the other side's needs and your own needs. The better prepared you are, the more likely you will succeed in the negotiations. Before the negotiations starts, write down your ideal goal, your realistic goal, and the least desirable solution you are prepared to agree to. How much are you willing to compromise with the other side? Ask questions and listen carefully to the answers. When you start to negotiate, ask the other side what's important to them. They will appreciate your concern. You might also get information you can use. Stay calm. Negotiations can be tense. Keep calm and don't let your emotions get in the way. You will probably regret a comment or decisions you made based on your emotions. Don't be in a hurry to finalize the deal. Finalize the deal. Remember, you can always think about things some more and continue the negotiations later if you don't like the deal that is being offered to you. If you can take the time you need to negotiate, negotiate,
Negotiate.
negotiate a deal you are comfortable with.
Okay.
What you say is more important than how you say it. True. I don't know.
True.
Yeah. Don't make decisions based on your emotions. True. Ask the other side questions, but don't listen to their answers. False. Try to finish the negotiation as quickly as you can. False. International negotiations are especially difficult. True. I think that here and try to finish the negotiations as quickly as you can is not enough information. I don't know. Wait, what you say is more important than how you say it. This is false. False, false. The number 1 is false.
Okay.
And the number 4 is false. Mhm. Yes, I think that's
Okay. You ready?
Mhm.
Okay, 4 out of 5.
Where
What
is
you say is more important than how you say it. Not enough information.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
They don't give us enough info on this. All right. So it was a good article. Very interesting, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay. So could you help me with the daily survey, please?
Yes.
And tomorrow is Friday, so I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow, right?
At 10 a.m., right? Or at what time?
According to my calendar, I am free. Yes.
Okay, so
You
at
should take
10.
advantage of that, right?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So see you in the morning.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Daniela.
thank you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.